How to Look at Old Books Like a Rare Book Dealer, Mass Market Paperback Edition. Today I'm going to show you how I assess this book here. This is a romance novel, a classic romance novel from the 1970s, The Wolf and the Dove. It was by Kathleen Woodiwiss, who essentially inaugurated a new era in the historical romance novel with the publication of The Flame and the Flower in 1972. This is 1974. I have a copy of this book in my shop. It is very important, so I'm assessing it for condition. The first thing I look for with a paperback like this is whether it has any spine creases. Because a book like this, essentially one read and you're going to see damage of some type. Even if you're really, really careful, and even then, I have been very careful reading paperbacks just like this, and oftentimes in order to be so careful you don't get spine creases, you actually can't even read the words in the gutter. So if a book gets read, oftentimes it's going to have a spine crease. Number one. Number two, most mass market paperbacks are going to have some type of toning to the leaves. The quality of the paper is such that that is just expected, but the level of toning and the amount of brittleness that comes with that differs. The brittleness especially is susceptible to the elements, how the book was stored. So if it was stored in a hot and dry place, it often can have more brittleness, which means when you're handling the leaves, they can easily chip. These are actually still quite soft and supple, considering that they still do have a little bit of brown, a little bit of toning to them. And finally, as I mentioned, you read this book once and it can easily kind of fall apart. What I'm looking for too is just to make sure that it's all intact. And this is a very simple binding. They print this wrapper separate from the text block, and they literally just glue it on. So when you're reading it, especially if you're pushing on that spine there, absolutely, the text block can come separated from the wrappers. Final little bonus, I like to look for evidence of provenance. Sometimes there are paperback exchange stamps, which I'm fine with as long as there aren't like a million of them, which sometimes they do. They stamp it all over and I hate that. This book has an ink owner name from 1983. I personally also like that type of provenance. Some collectors don't. I always note it in either case, and so should the dealers you're buying from.